Since the Industrial Revolution, fossil fuel energy has been the basis for economic growth and prosperity in the developed world. While advanced economies have been built with these cheap fossil fuels, should developing nations build their energy infrastructure from these same traditional energy sources, or are there now other, better options available to them? The Global Commerce Forum brought together scholars, scientists, researchers, and business executives, as well as officials from developed and emerging nations. Together they explored ways to implement a new paradigm for sustainably supplying the energy needed for economic growth in Africa.
We have refined this based on feedback that comes from you. And what makes this successful is the interaction that we have back and forth and the strong set of speakers.
So the education system, and it's a difficult system to begin with, but the education system in Africa and sub-Saharan Africa, where we were, would really be vastly improved by electricity, reliable electricity delivered into homes.
Africa has a great deal of development opportunities in the energy area, but along with those great opportunities come huge challenges.
They're very, very excited about the prospect of getting natural gas from the Karoo Basin that will allow them to smooth out the peaks in that very large distributed renewable fraction, because it will be problematic. And how they do that will be, I think, something that not only African countries can look at, but we'll probably want to look at as well.
It seems that Africa's energy infrastructure has been left in the dark. If we were to catch a ride up to the International Space Station, we would notice something particular about nighttime Earth. While incredible lit patterns dance across Europe, North America, and other developed nations, very little light escapes from Africa.
Biogas is also not new. I think since the 1950s we've had biogas. But uptake has been very slow, discouragingly slow. And one of the things that now people are thinking about, one of the key challenges that people are grappling with right now is coming up with an economic model, a market-oriented approach to dissemination of those technologies.
I work with Elephant Energy, a nonprofit that I started about 3 years ago in the country of Namibia in the southwestern portion of Africa, basically to distribute small-scale renewable energy technologies and educate folks just in general about the use of solar energy and all sorts of technologies like that.
Combining renewables and natural gas offers tremendous potential for industrial and residential needs, such as lighting, cooking, heating, and communications, thus providing lower cost and cleaner energy than burning wood, charcoal, or kerosene. Natural gas can complement renewable energy supplies by affordably and cleanly fueling centralized power systems.
500 million people in sub-Saharan Africa don't have access to electricity, and they burn fossil fuels at night.
Think about it. Anything that you want to do, cooking, transportation, telecommunication, all that is based on energy. So without energy as the backbone, the chances of you developing are very, very slim. Because right now, we don't have the capacity to just jump from fossil fuel to renewable energy. We have to have a transition in between, and the transition there is natural gas.
More than 2 million people die every year as a result of inhalation of smoke. From a technology front, whether it be cook stoves or lighting products or biogas generators, the technology development is a key to the success of the project, in my belief, because that technology development can drive the economics, it can drive the adoption rates, but has to carry back to that voice of the customer penetration.
We need to focus on things like cooking, and we need to focus, and while I'm all for renewables like solar, we really need to be focusing on natural gas as probably the tool in the toolbox that could have the biggest impact in the shortest amount of time.
I would encourage us all to replace our donor dollars with investor dollars. Africa needs investment. What Africans need most are jobs.
The idea of sustainability is becoming paramount as we live on a finite Earth, but eventually Africa is going to need a larger, more integrated energy infrastructure. While natural gas is a finite resource, there may be capacity for this resource to jumpstart a reliable energy system in Africa.
In other good news, natural gas is renewable too. It's also increasingly understood to be a great partner for large-scale renewables and a way of building a foundation that really unlocks the potential of those large-scale renewable resources, which we all know are intermittent and need to be firmed up with something. So natural gas combined cycle is a great opportunity there.
Creating a sustainable energy infrastructure for the African continent and other emerging economies represents an unprecedented opportunity. Companies that develop and implement new energy technologies will recast the future of the emerging world and profoundly improve the lives of hundreds of millions of people. The entire world will benefit from the efficient use of new, cleaner energy.